right, so you've got a photo shoot coming up. You've planned the location, the time, the model, but there's still one big question left. What modifier should I bring out? You know what? Do I go with the big guns for that smooth, soft light? Or maybe my favorite, you go with something like a small softbox for some drama. Or maybe I should just use that small reflector that came with my light. You know, the choice isn't always obvious, and picking the wrong modifier could make or break your shoot. So in this little short video, I want to walk you through how to choose between a large modifier and a small modifier, and for what situation, so you're going to know exactly what to pack for that photo shoot. So let's get started. We all know the rule. The bigger the modifier, the softer the light. Now, soft light's flattering, but does that mean we should always choose a big modifier? Well, not exactly. These small modifiers, they exist for a reason. They can give you a completely different look, sometimes better. Sometimes a small modifier just doesn't cut it. I want to show you the difference between these two modifiers. So today I've brought along my friend Naomi. I want to show you the use of these two different size modifiers from really big to really small. So later I'm going to pull out my Westcott Switch Octa Large, but that's going to hold off for a few minutes. I'm going to tell you why in a second. But right now, I'm going to pull out one of my favorite modifiers, which is the 24-inch Joel Grimes Beauty Dish. Here's what happens with each modifier. That big Octa, it's going to give me soft light with really smooth transitions between highlight and shadow. When I use my smaller one, what's going to happen is I'm going to get smaller transitions. Now, let me show you what happens when we shoot outdoors on location. You know, outdoors, you can't just copy what you shoot in the studio and just bring it outside. Here's why. Because the ambient light, whether it's the sun or some other source of light, it becomes part of your lighting. You can't kill it and you can't ignore it. You've got to work with it. So here's the key. If the sunlight is harsh in your scene, I'm going to go for a smaller modifier. Why? Because it's going to feel a little more natural. Because what's happening is the sun, even though we have this big sky, it's a very small light source, and it's creating very harsh transitions between shadow and the brighter areas. I'm going to use the small beauty dish, and it's even can be a little further away, simply because I want that light to be a little harder on Naomi to match the scene, and it's going to look more natural. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my light on sleep so it's not firing right now. And I just want to set up my test shot. So I am using the Viltrox Air 50mm f2 lens. This is a phenomenal lens for doing stuff like this. And I'm just going to take the shot here at f8. I'm at ISO 64 and my shutter speed is 6:4. 1, 2, and 3. Naomi, let's just get you to turn your face a little bit more angling. Let's keep your body away from the sunlight and your face towards the sunlight. Bring it back a little bit right there. And if you want, you can close your eyes until I count it down. 1, 2, and 3. So you're seeing, I've got a decent exposure on Naomi here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go turn my light back on. And when I turn that light back on, I've actually got it on full power because it's really bright. But, you know, through this smaller modifier, I can pump a lot of light through it. So here we go again, 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Now she's just popping off those pages. So here's the thing is you're going to notice a lot of times I would look at something like this on the back of my camera and think, it's a little bit too contrasty for what I like. I like that super soft light. But if I tried to fill her in with a big light source, she's going to look soft. The background's going to look harsh. And so I want to keep it natural by staying with the small modifier. So here we go again. 1, 2, and 3. Fantastic. So, but here's the exception when I'm outdoors is I've got this beautiful soft light. I normally prefer when I'm outdoors to shoot with a small modifier because generally it's very bright and contrasty outside and it's going to blend so much better with the ambient light. Right now, as you can see, I've got just soft ambient light filling this scene. And so again, I'm just going to fill Naomi in with this beautiful light out of this octa-large softbox. So let's see what we get. Oh, that looks fantastic. And that beautiful soft light, it blends. So here's what I like to think of when I get into an area like this. A lot of times I will expose on the back of my camera first, much darker. And here's why. I have enough light coming out of this box that I have to remember, not only am I throwing light on Naomi, I'm throwing light on the background. So I'm relighting that scene. I'm turning this outdoor location into my own outdoor studio. One more time, Naomi. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, that looks so good. So I've had a lot of people ask us lately, why do I need an FJ800? Well, guess what? A lot of people are like, why don't I just take my small light or my small modifier and let's just move it in close and then it's going to act like a big light? Well, technically, yes, but there's a problem. When we're shooting outside, a lot of times we're worried about our environment, and guess what's going to happen? This is going to show up in my frame. Even if you Photoshop it out with a small light, what happens is the fall off is so extreme that I've got great light on her face, on her upper torso, but I just watch it unnaturally drop out. When I've got a large softbox in a very soft area, it's going to look really natural because I'm going to get that great fall off. One, 2, and oh, that looks so good. So that's all to say, I could use a small light, but guess what? If you need a big light, use a big light. Let me show you an example of, Naomi, let's have you move back over to this spot. I'm going to show you what it looks like when I shoot with this large modifier with a contrasty background. Man, it's just bright and contrasty back there. And look at the difference when I shoot this, 1, 2, and 3. You can see she looks fantastic. She looks like she's lit in a studio, but it looks like a backdrop cutout because I have contrasty hard light back there, but beautiful soft light up front. It kind of messes with your brain. So again, this is a time where why I said a lot of times outdoors, I'm shooting with a small modifier because this is what we find a lot is contrast to your scenes when the sun is out, and it's going to match so much better with a small modifier rather than a soft look that is just the opposite of what's going on in the background. Are you still here? Hey, do me a favor. Down below in the description, I'm going to put links to the products below. If there's something you want to check out, please use the links. That helps out our channel. If you're not a subscriber, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. And don't forget, don't be lazy.